Hi Heena, I'm Selvi. I know, hello, yeah. I know that you're a vegan. Can you tell me why you are a vegan?
Yeah,
How many years?
so I've been vegan for almost 4 years, and I became vegan activist just a few months after I became a vegan.
Okay, great.
So we started with creating an Instagram page, which is now a Voice of Vegans. Uh, how I became a vegan is it's in parts. So I belong from to a vegetarian family,
Oh, okay.
and I was always told that we don't consume meat because it's not right.
It's
But
part of your tradition, that's all.
yeah, just a tradition, and I always had the nature of asking if we are not doing something, why are we not doing it.
Okay.
And I used to ask that why, but I never got an answer. So I was just intrigued as to what is there with that. I was just intrigued as to why is there so hype about non-vegetarian food. And when I got out of my home, I started consuming non-vegetarian food.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so I ate non-veg food for around 7 to 8
So you
years.
must have thought, why not?
Yeah,
It is just a habit, why not change the
yeah,
habit?
and it is easily commodified, so I never thought from the ethical perspective.
Okay,
Also,
okay.
although by nature I'm quite vocal for rights of,
Rights.
yeah,
Oh.
of anyone.
Anyone.
Like if I see something wrong happening on street, I will always intervene, and I have done that, and I have been in a position wherein it was an issue with someone else, but I intervened and it became my issue.
So basically you speak up for justice.
Right,
Okay.
right. I do that. That's just in my nature. So I used to consume non-vegetarian food, but the fine line here was that I was never okay with seeing the raw meat.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I never cooked meat.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So after a few years, after consuming meat for like 7 to 8 years, I like first time I decided to go to a meat shop, and this is because a few years back one of my friends gifted me a rabbit on my
Oh,
birthday.
Okay, okay.
So that rabbit used to live with me, but my house owner at that time didn't allow me to have pets.
Okay.
So I had to move that rabbit to a friend's place, and that friend had somehow that rabbit landed up at a maid's home. And
So basically, you got this rabbit and you were having
Yeah,
keeping him
so-
as your companion animal at home.
yeah.
Okay.
So I was just I just wanted to have a pet for fun, like how everyone thinks.
Exactly.
And a friend got it for me, but my owner wasn't fine with it, so I had to move rabbit to some other place. And then I tried to track that rabbit back, but I was not able to do it. And I knew that this was in Delhi, and in winter time it's known that people eat rabbits because
Oh my
their
God.
flesh
Okay.
gives too much warmth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I couldn't track back my rabbit, and that thing just stuck with me, and I thought that I'm also eating so many animals, and now this was someone close to me,
Close
and
to
now
you feel bad.
I felt bad about it. That's when I decided that okay, I'll visit a meat shop. Then a
So
few
you took up the courage.
Yes.
Okay.
So I went to a meat shop with my friend, and that was not even a butcher shop. It was like Venki's and all.
Okay, already packed.
Already packed and frozen, but as I entered that shop, the smell of the entire area, even now when I speak about it, I have that feeling. I can still feel that smell. And everything there, head of goat, chicken's body, every visual that I had that day,
Okay.
I can still see it whenever I speak about that moment.
So that means basically subconsciously you connected the live animal and the
Right.
dead cow.
Right. And at that moment I was feeling pukish. So
Okay.
I was in half mind of going out of the store.
Shop, okay.
But something in me just made me stay there.
Stay there.
So to absorb it. So I stayed there, I absorbed it, and
You
that
wanted
day,
to analyze yourself, maybe.
yeah, because I think of myself as a kind person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I thought that if I'm here, if I'm not feeling something right, then I need to analyze why
Exactly,
why
yeah.
it's why I'm not feeling right about this.
Yes.
So I stayed there, and that was the last day. Not even last day. That was the moment when I decided that I'm not going to consume meat ever.
Oh, and you stuck to it.
I stuck to it. I never consumed meat after that day.
Superb. Okay.
And but I didn't know about dairy.
Okay.
So I communicated this thing that I will not be consuming meat because of this reason now, because literally animals are getting killed, and if I'm
yeah.
not able to see them, then I'm not going to consume them.
Okay.
Then Shivam was also starting his vegan journey at that
Okay.
time. So
Who's Shivam, by the way?
Shivam is my partner in life and in Voice of Vegans.
Oh, all the best to both of you.
Yeah. So he said one thing which stuck with me, that I'm seeing them after getting killed, but unfortunately the life that they have been given, the way they are treated, the day that they are killed is unfortunately the best day of their life, because their misery ends that day.
Yeah, they come out of the prison or ropes or whatever.
Yeah.
You're talking about dairy industry now?
No, this was about meat only. And then we thought about the dairy industry. That in dairy industry we are keeping them for so many years, sexually abusing them year after year.
What is the sexual abuse you're talking about?
Okay, so in dairy industry, we say that we are taking milk from cow.
Yeah.
But in reality,
no, actually we say cow gives us milk.
Yeah, yeah. We say that cow gives us milk.
Yeah.
But in reality, any mammal gives milk for their baby.
Their own babies, yeah.
Like humans.
Like us.
Okay. Like humans. So in dairy industry also, cow gives milk for its baby. And we don't let that baby have the milk. We forcefully impregnate cow because we create, when I say we, the entire world, entire society,
world, human
we
society.
create demand for milk.
Exactly.
So there are industries who profit from that demand, and in order to get the maximum profit, they have come up this way of artificially breeding that cow. And artificial insemination is nothing but a fancy word for sexual abuse. When this thing happens, unfortunately, if any female experiences this in their life, then for women we call that rape. And I took this thing quite personally, because I have some kind of trauma from my past. So I thought that,
I think most women have that.
Exactly. That's a very valid point. Most women have that trauma. Yeah. So I thought that being a woman, I wouldn't want to be treated this way. So I'm not going to let any other female suffer in pain in their
and it's because of us, because we want milk.
You know, one thing which I'm like, which is really contradictory to me, that a lot of mothers choose not to feed their own baby. Human mothers choose not to feed their own baby.
Really?
And they take milk. They use cow's milk. So if they do this because biologically there are some issues and they want to overcome that, and there are no other options, then that makes sense. But if there are other options to not give cow's milk, and if you are doing
I'm sorry to interrupt, but nowadays I hear about human breast milk banks also. In some hospitals I've heard about it.
Yes, they have women breast milk banks also, because some women also produce extra milk, or there are issues where there are scenarios wherein unfortunately baby doesn't survive, so there's extra milk. So even if we leave this thing apart, there are plant-based food options for infants as well. So there are options, but still people, for their convenience, choose to give cow's milk to babies, not thinking that milk is stolen from some other baby, from cow's baby.
So this is the reason you stopped consuming dairy products.
Yeah, so thinking all of this, basically it was because I wouldn't want to be treated that way. I wouldn't want to be exploited in any way, and I don't want to be the reason for someone else's exploitation. This is why I stopped consuming dairy, and this is why I stopped consuming meat, and this is why I also decided that if I am not doing it and most people don't know about it, then I have to keep speaking about it in any way that I can do. So that's why I became an activist. Yeah, I became a vegan activist.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Heena. All the best for your activism journey.
Thank you, Selvi.
Yeah.